Hey everybody, Patrick here, and sorry I'm getting to you kind of late this week. It's been a crazy busy week, and wanting to make sure that I get on here weekly and update you on all things Crash Games and let you know all the news. First things first, thing I'm most excited about, I had two 40-foot containers show up at Crash Games this week, filled with our three newest games, and the one that I'm absolutely most excited about is Pirate Den. So this is a fantastic bluffing game that I had the opportunity to rescue and save off of Kickstarter. It wasn't going to go out to backers, and I just love the game so much, I couldn't let that happen. And so that should be going out to backers very soon. Freight shipment went off yesterday to all the backers, of which I am one. And then the game will be going into distribution as well here soon. Oh, the Apple Watch is ringing. You put the phone on silent, but you don't put the watch on silent. So that will be going into distribution and into Amazon very, very soon. Into Amazon today and distribution here pretty quickly, hopefully before Christmas, but if not, it'll definitely be available in January. Tons of fun. Father Geek put out a review for it. It was sent out to reviewers about 3 weeks ago, so those reviews should be coming in from Dice Tower and everybody else, and you can figure out if it's a good game for you. I think it's a great, great game. So it's been an interesting journey with it, and I'm very happy for people to be playing it. So that is what the biggest news was, because those containers came in, and there's a lot of pallets. It was 69 pallets, lots of stuff, and so Where Art Thou Romeo and Council Under Corruption will also be going onto Amazon today. Not for sale, it just gets sent in. I think it takes them about a week to process it and actually put it in the system. So you should be able to grab it by next week through Amazon. And I do global export through Amazon, which means international people can pick stuff up. But Amazon is choosy about where they ship to. So I've done everything I can to make international people able to buy it through Amazon, but it's kind of up to them to where they ship, because I don't ship separate products to their overseas department. Sometimes they do that internally, but it's very confusing how Amazon works. I don't pretend to know it. I just give them the product and they disperse it amongst their company how they see fit, which I'm assuming has to do with efficiency and cost. So that's the three new releases. You should be able to find those here very, very soon. Also, I know I've been a bit ambiguous in past posts on stuff that we have coming out, but now that I have a couple contracts, I can talk about stuff. We have an exciting game called Fish Frenzy, designed by Brett Gilbert. He also designed Elysium and Divonair, and he did design Elysium with Matt Dunstan. And that's my second announcement, is we are going to have a great little pub game. The working title is Castle Cards right now, but that's going to change. But it's a fun little castle building game with a fantastic little rondelle in it, and I am so stoked. Brett and Matt pitched me that at Gen Con, or not Gen Con, good lord, Essen this year, and I wanted to snatch that up right away. So very excited to be working with both of them, and watch for pictures and stuff. I've got Kwanchai Maria from Catacombs. He did the Kids Deck and Dead Drop illustrating Fish Frenzy, and it's fantastic. Fish Frenzy is slated to be available in April of next year. So we're going to a systematic release schedule, which is super exciting for Crash Games. So we'll have 3 games in April. Fish Frenzy will be one of them. And then I am very, very excited to be re-releasing Yardmaster Express with the fantastic French art. And so that's Vincent Dutrop. I always worry about how to say his last name, but Vincent illustrated Rise of Augustus, Discoveries, Lewis and Clark, Longhorn. He is my favorite artist, board game artist, and I was very excited to work with him. One of the nicest guys I've ever met, and we'll be doing some work with him in the future as well. So that is the name of that game is Backyard Builders Treehouse, and it's spectacular, spectacular art, and really, really excited. If you have Yardmaster Express, it is the same exact game, but with a great, great style and theme. And that was part of Yellow licensing it in France, and then me reacquiring that art and releasing it here. So that took a lot of time, effort, and energy, but very excited about that. And that'll be releasing in April. And then the third title we have releasing in April, I'm so close to being able to share with you. I'll have the contract on my desk very soon, and I can tell you about. I can tell you this. It is an international license, and it is our first international license, and I'm very excited about that. And I'm hoping that there's many more of those to come. I'm thinking there's going to be. So that's everything that we have coming down the pipeline. That's what I've been busting butt to get through and work on. And so looking forward to those, and I know you will be too. On a, I don't want to say necessarily a personal note, but I got to play a game last night, and it's one that I had been waiting to get to the table, and I wanted to make sure I had the right group, and that we set aside an entire evening and night to do it, and that is Time Stories. And I cannot tell you how much I like Time Stories. I am gushing over Time Stories. It was phenomenal. It's probably my game of the year. I really love Pandemic Legacy as well, but I'm only 2 games through it, and I've heard it gets much better. But what I like about Time Stories Legacy is that it's more story-driven and more narrative-driven. I like the deduction element. I like thinking through the choices that you have to make in the game. It's a little more creative. It has a legacy vibe to it for sure. It's a little more creative, and I know that may fall short for some people, like if you're not into storytelling games, and you don't really have to tell story. It's just kind of a narrative that you talk through a little bit and think. But wow, to get Time Stories and Legacy in the same quarter, like those are both phenomenal games. But I think for me personally, because of the narrative and the decisions you make and the theme, Time Stories is probably going to be my game of the year. And what a tough year. We'll be doing a blog post about that, about the best games I played this year here. I think either next week or the following week. I'd like to say that for around Christmas time. So if you haven't had a chance to play Time Stories, definitely check it out. We started, it took us, we were very social, and we ate dinner and we talked, and it was about a 6-hour experience because we went through in one shot, and that's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to do the save mode or put it back in the box or interrupted it. I wanted to play through the initial scenario, which is the asylum, and I'm super excited to get the same group and take another evening to work through the Marcy case. Marcy or Darcy? I don't know. I'll call it the Marcy Darcy case. And so really, really stoked to play that again. And I think that's pretty much it we have going on right now. I got a couple more really, really exciting things I want to talk about. I just have to wait for contracts to be on my desk, and then I can tell you all about it. But it's been a cool week. We're gearing up for next year already. I can't tell you how excited I am to be going to Tokyo Game Market in May. I've always wanted to go to Japan as a guy that grew up on Maui, which has a heavy Japanese influence. I've been a Japanophile for a good chunk of my life. And Japan, I'm so excited to have me and my entire team going here at Crash Games. There's 3 of us now. It's crazy. And doing great things. Got things going on for gonna go Scout Toy Fair, New York Toy Fair in February. And oh, by the way, my panel was approved for PAX South, so I'll be running a panel at PAX South on indie board game publishing and the various aspects of that. And I've got so far I've got Ben Harkins with Floodgate joining me, and Gil Hova with Formal Ferret. I believe that's the name. I always want to say Formal Ferret or Fancy Ferret. I believe it's Formal Ferret. So Gil Hova and Ben Harkins joining me right now, and I'll try to rope in a couple other people if we can, or we might stick with 3. So we don't want to have too many cooks. Too many cooks. Sorry. So looking forward to PAX South, and just really having to jump into this new production schedule and kind of cheat time a little bit. So much thanks to Kwanchai Maria and Peter Woken for helping me achieve that. And yeah, it's looking good, guys. I really can't tell you how excited I am when I come into work every morning, and I feel like my fire was kind of going down a little bit. And you can run on passion for so long, and then eventually reality sometimes, kicks in. But my fire is roaring, baby, and I am ready for this next level that Crash Games is going into. So, thanks for listening to me babble. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. Anything that you want to ask about or hear about, happy to do so. Until then, I'll see you next week, guys. Take care.